Okay, here we are with my time trial rig that will be running at Ironman Melbourne. As you can see, it is the Argon 18 E118, which is their top of the line, most aerodynamic time trial frame. Stiff, light, everything you want in a time trial bike. So the overview is, as you can see, the full bike, and as we move into, I guess we'll start at the rear and work our way forwards. This year, Vision, I guess, have made a real push into that, especially the time trial area. So they've come out with wheels, and they're hopefully by the end of 2012 going to have a full time trial group set coming out with it. So I'm running the Metron disc. Metron is the name that they've made equivalent to, I guess, your Shimano Dura-Ace or your SRAM Red. It's their top of the line equivalent to their componentry, as I guess. It is a flat disc, so it is standard, dead straight on both sides. As we move in, you can see I'm running a Shimano Dura-Ace rear derailleur. The Metron shifting that you'll see up the front is Shimano compatible. We're still waiting for the elusive Vision derailleur to come out. Straight rear strays, and then as with most time trial bikes, you can see there is very little distance between the rear tube or the rear tyre and the frame set itself, and this is to help with the airflow moving over that rear portion of the bike. And you know, we all talk about the aerodynamics. Cranksets, I'm using the FSA, which is, you know, the partner company with Vision. So FSA SLK light cranks. So we're losing a little bit of weight there, and obviously the dinner plate time trial chainring. Again, you know, we talk about aerodynamics and saving. You know, we talk watts and we save 1 watt here, 1 watt there, but all those 1 watts plus 1 watts plus 1 watts equals a lot of watts at the end of the day. Watts and watts. I generally keep with the 1 drink bottle on the frame. You'll obviously see I do have a rack behind the seat, behind the Physique Arione Tri seat. We'll move up there for the quick section. I have 2 bottles placed behind the seat, and then obviously the triathlon specific seat by Physique with just that extra little bit of support on the front end. So when we tilt forward and, you know, lean onto, I guess, the more uncomfortable regions, that there is enough padding and support there to make 180k feel like a lazy boy chair. Moving down, yes, 1 bottle on the frame, and then the front end, you can see that the front section of the bike is filled in as well to make the frame extra stiffer, and again, we talk about that aerodynamics. The integrated front end, which you'll see, I guess a lot of bikes are moving in that direction now. The fork and the frame and the head stem are all blended into one piece. If you look down, you can see the front brake is positioned nicely behind the fork, and it's in a nice straight line. You know, again, it's all about airflow and keeping that air less turbulent and as smooth as possible to create that aerodynamics. The front wheel, I've gone with the Metron 90, which is their deepest dish front wheel. Ironman Melbourne, although we may encounter a lot of winds out there, I think it is going to be a quick enough day, obviously, that I'm going to run a deep dish front wheel and a disc rear. Okay, and just to finish off on the front end, we've got the Vision Tech time trial bars, but the most interesting piece, I think, is the Vision Metron shifters, which not too many people have seen. These actually aren't brake levers, they're gear shifters. So we pull up to change gears and then press down to go down the rear derailleur. So it's a nice little feature, and tucked in there, it's specific to the hand and comfort and being fast at the end of the day. So there we have it. That's the time trial bike for Ironman Melbourne, and hopefully it'll bring us home in a nice, smidge over 4-hour bike split. I guess coming up to the event on the weekend, I always like to lay everything out well in advance to make sure everything is taken care of. We can see in front of us, just obviously once the bike and everything's racked up in transition, we start off with the swim portion of the event first. So, you know, we have the race kit here, the blue Saucony kit that I've been, I guess, wearing for the past 12 months. It's, you know, proven sturdy over that period, so we're back in it. I generally run my race belt there as well. I'll generally put the race number on. People choose to put it in the bike gear bag. However, I'd put it underneath my wetsuit. It's just one less thing to think about once you come out of the water, rather than stressing about getting your race number ready. It's already under the wetsuit there and good to go. The weekend, I'll be running a clearer lens in my goggle rather than a tinted lens. At 7 a.m. in the morning here in Melbourne currently, if you have stepped outside, it's still quite dark. So to give a bit more light and just make sure you're able to see the buoys, and I guess to give a plug for another athlete, to make sure I can see Clayton Fattel's splash going off into the distance, I'll run the Blue 70 with a yellow lens out there. To top it all off, we have the suit. The tuxedo, as other people may know it. This is the new Helix from Blue 70, 2012 edition, which you'll see a lot of the guys in on the weekend. You can see sort of little bits of white print over the suit on different panels, and that, I guess, describes the thickness of each panel. So to give it a quick general once over, the body and legs or thighs are mainly 5mm, and then down towards the ankles and definitely through the shoulders and arms, you're getting down to that 2 and 3mm to increase flexibility and make sure your rating stays, but the thickness through the middle to keep that buoyancy up and the body on top of the water. Exiting the water, we move on to the bike portion. So in my bike gear bag, you'll see the TT helmet, the Giro Selector. It's their new helmet, I guess most predominantly used by Lance Armstrong during his tour days. He helped design this thing, so it's definitely going to be one of the fastest helmets on the market there. Bike shoes. For most predominant races up to 70.3, I'll run a triathlon shoe. However, during the Ironman, just to save yourself, 20 seconds here and there to put on a triathlon shoe, I feel doesn't really outweigh the benefits of having a 3-strap road shoe over 180 kilometres in that time in the seat. So to get that extra bit of power, I'll run the Giro road shoe, 3-strap Velcro, so it keeps it nice and firm and keeps you intact. And then obviously sunglasses. Sunnies provide numerous purposes. I run the Oakley radars here with the Fire Iridium. I've loved the Fire Iridium. Multiple purposes. One, it obviously stops the glare and the light coming into your eyes and helps you stay relaxed throughout the day. But towards that back end of the race too, that Fire Iridium stops your competitors seeing the pain that you've got underneath those lenses. Back in, and then obviously the final portion is that lovely run we're going to be doing from Frankston back to St Kilda, and being a 42.2 kilometre run, you want to make sure you got everything. So I'll be donning on the Kinvara 2s here. Up to 70.3, I generally use the Saucony Fast Twitch, but however, with the marathon, it's the Kinvara 2 is actually the same weight in shoe as the Fast Twitch, so I'm not losing anything with a heavier shoe, but it's a little bit more of a softer, subtle ride underneath foot, a bit more support up in the toe area. So Melbourne being, especially the last half, on a concrete cement course, I feel that if you're running in a lighter shoe, then that extra pounding and hardness of the ground's going to take it out of the thighs and quads and make you have those Ironman legs a bit earlier. To make sure we get through the run, I'll have the fuel belt. I run a 2-bottle fuel belt. You'll probably notice that the Crowie generally runs a 4. I run a 2. I'll have 2 power gels in each bottle. So a total of 4 power gels. That'll get me through the 2-hour mark. So I'll have 1 bottle for each hour, and then topping up with extra fluids and a little bit of electrolyte on top, which, it gives me around 90 grams of carbohydrates per hour. And then for the last, that last 40 minutes to the last hour, I'll generally ditch the fuel belt and run in solo. Visor, again, obviously same purposes as the sunglasses. It just takes that glare and reflection off your face and eyes, and it just makes you stay a little bit more relaxed. You can see tucked in the right Kinvara there that I also run with the Garmin. Obviously for pace, it's more to ensure not that we're on pace. It's more to make sure that you're not going too hard too early. It's quite easy to get caught up out of transition, and if you head out that 10 to 15 seconds per k too quick, it'll definitely come and bite you later in the race.